Welcome to the X Corner. I'm back adding a little mutation to the SuperHeroCrew. I'll be covering the X comics for the week of June 5th, 2019. This week we have 4 comics: Age of X-Men Prisoner X number 4, Dead Man Logan number 8, Domino Hotshots number 4, and Uncanny X-Men number 19. Spoilers, of course. We'll start with Age of X-Men Prisoner X number 4, written by Vita Ayala, with art by Germain Peralta. We start with Bishop in solitary with Warden Forge coming to visit. Forge tries to convince Bishop that this place is to make the inmates better, but Bishop isn't having any of it. Forge lets Bishop back into Gen Pop after considering his words, though. Bishop then goes around asking everyone if they've been remembering their real pasts. Most deny those memories as delusions, though. Danny talks to Polaris, and she tells her she saw what happened with her getting free and then everything returning to normal. Polaris is happy that someone believes her and that she's not mad. She says she's broken free many times, but no one ever remembers. She also says that after the events, everyone seems to remember more of their past, so whomever is doing it is weakened a little each time. Danny tells her to be ready because she has a plan. Later, Bishop and Beast fight as a distraction, and soon a riot breaks out. Forge is in his control room and is about to hit a big red failsafe button when Legion shows up and threatens him. Forge says he can't do anything more than talk, but Legion proves he's free by zapping Forge to stop him from hitting the button. Forge is able to hit it though, and it releases all the prisoners' power dampening collars, and a real riot starts. All the prisoners remember fully their pasts and start to use their powers. A guard gets blasted in the face, and it's a faceless void under his helmet. The riot goes full force, and Legion just laughs. Things are finally coming to a head here. The art, as always, was great. Even the Bishop Forge talk was dynamic for just 2 people talking in a prison cell. I'm not sure what Legion's game is, since before all this he was against X-Man, but now he's doing his dirty work? Maybe he's just screwing with the fellow prisoners. Also, he tried to stop Forge releasing the prisoners, but seems happy when it happens. I guess attributing insane motives to Legion is a bit insane of me. This was a good penultimate issue, and we'll see how it all wraps up next month. 7.5 out of 10. Then there is Dead Man Logan number 8, written by Ed Brisson, art by Mike Henderson. Logan and Danny catch up as they drive away from the cannibals. Danny says that everyone wants Bruce, the Hulk Kid, since he could be a great weapon, and also many want to kill and prevent his use. They've been on the run since Logan disappeared. Meanwhile, Sabretooth is already at the cannibals and is interrogating their leader. When he denies knowing which way Logan went, Sabretooth eats one of the cannibals and threatens to eat more if the leader doesn't talk. He tells Sabretooth everything, including that they have a Hulk, which is big news. Sabretooth kills them all anyways, and tells his boss about the new info. Back with Logan, he tells Danny where he's been all this time, and she doesn't believe him. Bruce has wandered off to find more books to read, and the two rush to find him. He's been attacked by a religious cult out to kill him. They release the Hulk Killer, which looks like a Muscle Man toy, and it battles the young Hulk. Logan steps in to distract the Hulk Killer, while Danny and Bruce escape. That doesn't last long though, as the Hulk Killer rips Logan's lungs out and goes after Bruce. This was a good fill-in-the-blanks issue where everyone gets up to speed with what's been going on. I'm not sure about the Hulk Killer design though. I assume it's from some Hulk comics, but man is it silly. Might be a classic design and a homage to something Kirby did or something, but it's weird. With Logan's healing factor screwed, I don't know how he's going to survive long enough to regrow lungs, but whatever, it was a surprise attack. Frankenstein's zombie Sabretooth is creepy, but surprisingly not that different from the regular Sabretooth. I see him ripping out a man's throat with his teeth, and I'm sure he's done it before. Also, he acts like it's the first time he's eaten human flesh. Come on, Sabretooth. We know that isn't your first time. I could do with some more traveling around the wasteland. This is a fun turn of events, as a Mad Max-like chase. 7 out of 10. Then we have Domino Hotshots number 4, written by Gail Simone, art by David Baldion. So now that Domino's infected, the 3 newbies of the team once again seem like they're turning on her. The Fox chick is especially trying to get Domino. She wants to be infected to bring the power back to her country. Blackwood and the Bear Girl step back when Diamondback says to let them fight it out. Domino beats the Fox without letting her touch her, and before the Fox can attack again, Domino has the Iron Man drone step up to stop the fight. She then kicks the Fox Girl out of the club. Tony says that they lost track of the infected guy, and Outlaw shrinks back down to size and says she can track him. They find the guy fully transformed into a Kirby dream. He's turned his girlfriend into a rock, it seems, and refused to let the team help him. Domino anticipates this and sends Outlaw in for a big punch. He's unaffected, so Domino embraces the power and turns into a very cool cosmic version of herself. She Darkseid Beam attacks the infected scientist, disintegrating him. She then releases the power and all the infected are returned to normal. They think they won the day and retire to the floating casino for some R&R. Just when they relax, the infected guy's girlfriend shows up, all Kirby'd up, looking for revenge on Domino for killing her man. The art was great as always, and I loved the Cosmic Domino. It was so simple, but it was really cool. I wasn't a fan of the part of her team turning on her yet again, but I guess that's why she only likes working with her posse. I still don't know why Diamondback keeps hitting on Deadpool, but it is pretty funny. Also, Deadpool was barely in this, as he was mostly a spectator, but any panel where he randomly chimed in was just enough Deadpool. One more issue and we'll wrap up the Domino saga. Sad to see it go. 8 out of 10. Lastly, we have Uncanny X-Men number 19, written by Matthew Rosenberg, art by Carlos Villa. This whole issue is a catch-up where we get to see where Emma Frost has been since we saw her last in the X-Men Black one-shot. She's been the head of the new Hellfire Club, and she's been doing bad things, but for a good cause to help mutants. Just when she's on top, the war-locked-up New Mutants show up as instruments of the ONE. She lasts them off at first, but when they go all Sentinel on her and kill the rest of the Hellfire Club, she isn't laughing. She's captured by ONE, who at first try to torture her. When that fails, they make a deal with her. She at first uses her powers to control a knoll to steal the mutant cure from Beast. With that, she gets a better sell. She finds that all the X-Men are dead. Not really, they're in the Age of X-Men. And now she knows she has to get out and try to help the remaining mutants. ONE lets her out, but they say that she has a time bomb filled with a cure in her head if she disobeys them. She tries to help mutants, but ONE catches on and confronts her. She calls their bluff about the bomb, but ONE used the unperfected cure as a weapon on the Vanisher, who is turned into goo. She finds out Scott is back alive and goes to see him. She opens up her heart to him, but we find out she's masking her presence from him, and he doesn't know she's there. He has to stay hidden to be protected from ONE. She goes and finds Wolverine, who is back too, and uses her powers to make him go find Scott and protect him. She then erases her from his memory. ONE finds out about Scott's resurrection after the X-Men reform, and threaten Emma to go after him. She instead protects him by manipulating the X-Men into working for ONE by rounding up all the mutant bad guys out there. We catch up to the present as Mystique in the form of Captain America brings Sinister to Emma. He thinks she's going to let him free, but she's keeping her prison for herself that ONE doesn't know about. Just then, Wolverine and Kwannon show up to murder everyone. Wow, what a mind flip. All these weird questions people had, including myself, about certain people's motives, have all been answered. It was Emma all along. I love that once again they had Wolverine being able to shrug off mind control, as we've seen in his resurrection and in the Marvel Comics Present stories. That's why he suddenly remembered he hated Scott and took Kwannon on a hunt. What a great tie-up to all the storylines. I'm sorry I doubted you, Mr. Rosenberg. I don't know if he had more planned, but as twists go, this was a doozy. I also like that Emma isn't bad. She was just doing what she could to survive and protect as many as she could. I also find it very amusing that every time Wolverine is left to his own devices, he gets into a bar fight. It's such a cliche, but so much so, it's becoming funny. I don't know how many more of these we're going to get, but man, it's all coming together. 8 out of 10. Yet another good week. I think this era of X-Men is going out on a high note for all those X-Men fans who don't just want some generic superhero story. Everyone always complains about how muddled and confusing the X-Men continuity is, but I see that as a plus. Intricate and deep isn't bad. It seems everyone wants everything simple and appealing to the masses these days, but I think that loses the charm of these characters. Generic is bad. I do understand Marvel wants the money-making juggernaut, no pun intended, of the X-Men from the 90s, but even those issues weren't generic. People like the X-Men for what they were. I hope they just don't end up being mutant Avengers. It makes me even scared for the movie properties. I hope there is still someone at Marvel who still loves the X-Men. I'm not sure Hickman does, and that scares me. As always, we shall see. Change can be good, but don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. Until all are one, later.